So good afternoon. So here now we are going to do transformations. That's a new topic. Remember, transformations is not the movie, eh? You know the movie Transformation, or you remember that? Yeah, with Bumblebee and thing. Right. But no, it's not the movie. It's something different. It's dealing with where you're actually the movement or the changing of different objects or shapes into or movement of shapes into different areas. So the word transformation is actually a change or a movement of something, of a shape. All right, it could be a shape, it could be a solid. It's really and truly a movement. And we, in our normal or daily lives, we do transformation. When you open a door, the movement of the door from one spot to another is actually a transformation, because here you're shifting the door from one area to another. When you all, like, say, if I have this liquid paper here, and I move this liquid paper from this point to that point. Oops. That movement there is a form of transformation. Even when this screen has been reduced and then I put it back up, that's a form of transformations. So that is why we are doing transformations. So first of all, what is a transformation? And that's the first thing that you need to know. What is a transformation? And why we need to know about transformation? So let's head up today's date. Today is the 3rd of the 4th month, 2025. Mathematics. And my topic is transformations. Transformations. First of all, what is a transformation? A transformation is said to describe the relation between an object point and its image. So therefore now, when I actually move this nail polish from here, this point here, and I decide to slide it across to this point here, that's a form of transformation. So at the beginning, it's the object, and when I slide it across, it becomes its image. All right with that? Yes or no? Y'all could answer.
Yeah.
Excellent. So we will do the 4 basic. There are more than 4 types of transformations, but at the CSEC level, there are 4 types of transformations that they do. Okay? So there are 4 types of transformations. This is at the CSEC level. These are, the first one is what we call translation. The second one is what we call reflection. Third one is rotation. And the last one is enlargement. Understand? Once you're finished, write it down, put a thumbs up. Then, Vanessa, Charlene.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so today we're going to move on to translation. So we're starting off right away. Vanessa, do you have it down?
Yes, miss.
Topic? Translation. And when I was moving the nail polish and the liquid paper, that's a form of translation, because translation is a movement. It's a movement from one pot to the other. Notice the object remain the same. So if I move it from this point, from here, I carry it to here, it's just to change the position. I can move it from here, bring it down to here, just the position change. I can move it from here, come across here, just the position. I can even move it up to here, just the position. Translation occurs when you are playing chess, or even chicky pets, or even drafts. That's when translation occurs, because you have to be moving the tokens from one spot to the other. That's a form of translation. Okay? So a translation is a geometrical transformation of any given figure, such that it changes its position in a specific direction along a straight line. Along a straight a translation is represented by the column matrix, by the column matrix T is equal to X, Y, where X is equal to where X is equal to the horizontal movement and Y is equal to the vertical movement. So the horizontal movement is left or right, whereas the vertical movement is upwards, up or down. So that's what is the horizontal matrix. The horizontal movement is left or right, and the vertical is upwards or downwards. So there are three little formulas that we need to know. So when you're complete with that, I'll give you all 2 minutes to write it down, and then we'll continue from there, okay? All right, so let's begin. So now we're going to start off to how defining translation. A translation is something where we could say a translation is actually equal to, usually they usually use column vectors, right? So one of the formulas that you all will use will be translation is equal to the image, take away the object. Or in shortened form, you know, you are like shortened form, the translation vector T is equal to I take away O. Translation vector, image, take away object. So let's use an example for this. Example. The point A, 1, 3 is mapped onto A prime. A prime is what we term to be your image, which is 5, 6 by a translation T. Evaluate T.
Miss, that is a 3 or a 2?
Which one this? This is a 3.
Okay.
You see it properly?
Yeah, miss.
All right. Well, just so therefore now the point A13 is mapped onto A prime, which is 5, 6 by translation T. And we need to evaluate T. All right? How are we going to find that translation vector? The translation vector T is equal to your image. In this case, it will be image, take away object. My image in this case is A prime minus A. So what is A prime? A prime is 5, 6. Take away the object, which is 1, 3. And this is matrices taking place here. So it will be 5 take away 1, 6 take away 3. So my translation vector will end up becoming 4 and 3. And that's the answer. So if you have a point A, which is 1, 3, and is mapped onto A prime, so this here, that without that little thing that we call tilde, if that is not on top there, it means to say it's not an image, it's an object. So this is my object value, this is my image value. So to find my translation, it will be my image take away my object. So it'll be A prime take away A, which is 5, 6 minus 1, 3. So the translation vector T will be 5 take away 1, and then 6 take away 3. 5 take away 1 is 4, 6 take away 3 is 3. And that's how you find your answer for your translation vector. Questions concerning that?
Miss, I could
Yes.
explain it over one more time because I didn't catch it the first time.
All right. So here now, our image value are those that has the little tilde thing on top. So that is the image. So the image is 5, 6. Whereas my object is 1, 3. So if I want to find my translation vector, that will be equal to this 5 take away this 1, and this 6 take away this 3. So 5 take away 1 will be 4, and 6 take away 3 is 3. Understand that?
Yeah, miss.
No?
Miss, I say yeah.
Oh, okay. Right? You all ready? Can we go on?
Yes, miss.
All right. So that's the first example. So we're going on to example 2. So the next formula. So that was formula 1. So now let's go on to formula 2. And formula 2 is the image. To find your image, the image is equal to the object plus the translation. Or in shortened form, I is equal to the object O plus the translation vector. And then I'll start with an example. All right, ready? I'll need to go on to the other side. Ready?
Yes, miss.
All right, so going on the other side. So example 2. Example 2. The vertices of triangle ABC are 2 and 2, 1, 4, and 5, 4, respectively. Determine the vertices of A prime, B prime, C prime. The image of triangle ABC. Under the translation, T, where T is equal to -3 and 2. So here we want to find the image given the object and the translation vector. All right, are you all ready?
Yes, miss.
So this is how you solve this thing. Here they want us to find the image given the object and the translation vector. All right? So this is what you're doing. We know that to be able to get your image, so if we want to find A prime, B prime, C prime, this will be equal to A, B, C plus your translation vector. All right? So let's work that out. So what is vector A? And I'm going to put it in this format. Vector A is equal to 2, 2. When they say respectively, they mean to say that vector A is 2, 2, vector B is 1, 4, and the C is 5, 4. All right? So A is 2 and 2, B is 1, 4, and C is 5, 4. So A is 2, 2. What is B? B is 1, 4. What is C? C is 5, 4. And we're going to add it to our translation vector, which is -3 and 2. Okay? So this will be equal to 2 plus the -3. But you see, when you add to the negative, a positive by a negative will always be a negative. So right away, instead of putting 2 add -3, just put right away 2 take away 3. You're saying that? Then you'll say 2 add 2. Before I move on, and that's how I'll get my A prime value. So before I move on, I would like to know if people understand why I did the 2 -3 and why I put 2 add 2. Any questions concerning that? Ronessa, do you understand how I get 2 - 3?
Yes, Miss.
All right. Charlene? Elisha?
Yes, Miss.
Nikki? All
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
Okay, cool. So this is how you get the A prime. 2 take away 3 and then 2 add 2. So now let's get our B prime. It will be 1 take away 3, 4 add 2. Then lastly, you C prime. Because as I said, it made no sense putting positive plus. Because a plus by a minus is a minus. So put the minus 1 time. So here will be 5 take away 3 and 4 add 2. So therefore, your final answer, the A prime, B prime, C prime, will end up becoming 2 take away 3, we know it's minus 1. 2 add 2, it is 4. 1 take away 3, you will get minus 2. 4 add 2, 6. 5 take away 3 is 2. And 4 add 2 is 6. And that's how you'll get your A prime, B prime, and C prime. Questions about that? All right, ready? Now, do you all understand that one? So this is how you find the image given the translation vector, including the translation vector and the object. So when you do add those two, you'll be able to find your image. All right, are you all ready? Yes or no? Are you guys ready? Yes or no?
Yes, Miss.
All right. So that's the set formula 2. Formula 2, to find my image over the object plus the translation vector, and also I'll get my answer. Formula 1, if you want to try and find a translation vector, the image take away the object. All right, and there's formula 3. Notice it's like ordinary subtraction. You're realizing that if you want to find your object, it will be the image minus the translation. So you want to find your object, it will be the image minus your translation. Or as we said, or O is equal to I take away T. All right, so take this down and then we'll start off with an example. I think I could put the example right here. Example 3. Everybody saying? So triangle P prime, Q prime, R prime is the image of triangle PQR. Oh, I'll need to turn the page. Tama, wanna turn the page.
My second go ahead.
Everybody, show me a thumbs up. Renell. All right, so it's the image of triangle PQR. Under translation, under a translation T, where T is equal to 2, 4, and A prime, B prime, C prime is 1, 3, 4, 4, and 3, 6, respectively. Evaluate the vertices of triangle PQR. All right, ready?
Yes, miss.
So if we want to find our object, okay, the object is equal to the image. Take away your translation vector. In this case, our object will be PQR. So this will be P prime, Q prime, R prime, take away T. What is P prime, Q prime? Hey, this is supposed to be P, Q, R. Right. So P prime is 1, 3. Q prime is 4, 4. R prime is 3, 6. And we're gonna minus 2, 4. So this is what will be happening. Starting off for P, it will be 1 minus 2. So for P, it'll be 1 minus 2. And then 3 take away 4. 3 take away 4. Agree? Yes or no? All right, next one. For Q, it will be 4 minus 2, and then 4 take away 4. And for R, it will be 3 take away 2, and then 6 take away 4. So therefore now your final answer will be P will be 1 take away 2 be minus 1. 3 take away 4 minus 1. Q 4 take away 2. 4 take away 4 is
Excuse me,
0.
miss. You can push the book a little bit up so I can see.
Right, you seeing it now?
Yeah.
Excellent. And last one for R, 3 take away 2 is 1. And then 6 take away 4, 2. And that's how you get your object being minus 1, 1. Q is 2, 0. And R, 1, 2. And that's how we do translation. But this is doing translation in the mathematical method. So we do it in the mathematical method first, and then I'll show you all how to do it on a graph.
Excuse me, miss. What time lessons is finished?
7:30.
Okay.
All right. So now we may go to 8 depending. All right, are you all ready? Ready to attempt some questions? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm going to give you all some questions. So can I move the book here? Can I move the book?
Yes, miss.
All right, so this is the questions I want you all to do. Hope you all seen it. Question 1, 2, 3, and 4. I want you all to attempt that now, please. Yeah. Alright, so I could give you all what? 5 minutes?
Nah, miss, not to do them 4 questions, you're wicked.
Oh, Lord, Vanessa. How much minutes, Vanessa?
Must give you 10 minutes now.
If it's 10 minutes, I add in on number 5.
Miss,
Yes. 10, number 5. So I'll give you all 10 minutes to finish those 5 questions. Starting now.
miss, we had to write down the questions so we could just put the answer.
All right. So what you get? 6 take away 2 and 8 take away 3. So you get a translation, the vector to be 4 and 5. That's what you got?
No.
What did you do?
Miss, I had it back to front.
Oh, you put the object first and then the image. So you're
Yeah.
saying now you make a correction there where your translation vector will be the image first and then the object. So the image take away the object, right? Understand that? Okay, let's go. Number 2. Let's do. Anybody else? Volunteer. Okay, Nikki. Number 2. What did you get? They want the image.
For number 2, I got 5 and 6.
What did you do?
I added the object, which was minus
They
2.
added B plus the T.
Yeah,
So
B
what
plus
is B?
B is minus 2
Minus
and
4
minus 4
plus translation vector is?
plus 7 and 10.
So what's your final answer?
5 and 6.
I become minus 2 plus 7 will give us 5, and minus 4 plus 10 will give us 6. Good, good, good. You guys are on a roll. Number 3. Here they want us to find the translation vector again. A point P, 5, 4 is mapped onto P prime by translation. So the translation vector will be P prime take away P. The image take away the object. And the image is minus 3 minus 1. And the object is 5 and 4. Right? So translation vector will be minus 3 minus 5 minus 1 minus 4. So this will be minus 8 and minus 5. All right? Any question about number 3? Number 4. Cassie, I want to make a try with number 4. Yeah, they want to find the image.
Yes, I'm not really sure what to do.
All right. So number 4. Let's see. So with number 4, this is what you're doing. Let me just get the Right. I'm gonna just take this. And I'm sending it on the group. These are the questions that were given. So questions given in class. So you all will have a right. So here now what we are saying in question number 4, it said a triangle ABC has vertices A is 1, -2, B 2, 4, and C 6, 7, right? Given that triangle ABC is mapped onto its image, the triangle A prime, B prime, C prime, by translation of T, which is 4 minus 2, they want to find the coordinates. Now there's a difference, or here they say what are the coordinates of B prime. There's a difference between the vector and the thing. So if they wanted to find in number 3, okay, number 2, they wanted to find B prime as a coordinate. So you'll put B prime coordinates. You will put it down like this, 5 and 6. This is a coordinate. This is a vector. All right? You're listening? This is in the form of coordinates. This is in the form of a vector. Okay? So number 4, they want to find the coordinates of A prime, B prime, C prime, but we could solve it as before. Okay? So this is what you're doing. So here you want to, they gave you the object, A, B, C is the object, all right? And they want to give you the find the coordinates. They give us the translation vector. So in number 4 now, the A prime, B prime, C prime, which is the image, is equal to the object A, B, C plus my translation vector. What is A, B, C? A is 1, -2. B is 2, 4. C is 6, 7. Plus the translation vector 4 minus 2. So this will be equal to A prime 1 plus 4 and minus 2 minus 2. B prime 2 plus 4 and 4 take away 2. C prime will be 6 plus 4 and 7 minus 2. The reason why I put in minus immediately because a positive by a negative is a negative. So instead of putting 4 plus minus 2, oh, we know that positive or negative is a negative already. So it makes no sense going through that step. You know it's a minus, right? So therefore now my A prime value will be 1 plus 4 is 5, minus 2 is minus 4. Understand that so far, Kezia?
Yes, miss.
And a B prime will be 2 plus 4, which is 6. 4 minus 2 is 2. And C prime will be 6 plus 4, which is 10. 7 minus 2 is 5. But they want it as form as coordinates. So A prime as a coordinate will be 5, -4. B prime as a coordinate will be 6, 2, and C prime as a coordinate will be 10, 5. And these are what we call the coordinates. These are coordinates, these are the vectors.
Excuse me, miss.
Mm-hmm.
Miss, you have to put the comma, or that's up to
Yeah,
you?
you mean here?
No, miss, I mean for the coordinates.
On top here? On top here?
No, in the brackets after the 5.
In the brackets, you don't necessarily need to, but if you could identify that as two different numbers, but then you can leave it as it is. But I usually put the comma to separate the X value from the Y value. But you don't need to. You see, in exams, and I know you may think it as one number, you know, like a 62 as 105, you know, something like that. But if you could identify it without the comma, you don't need to put the comma. All right?
Yes, miss.
Good? Yeah. It's up to you whether you want to put a comma or not, but you need to understand if you can identify these are two separate numbers, but then you could go right ahead. Don't need to put a comma. Good question. Good question. All right. So any questions concerning question 4? So if you want to find your image, it will be the object plus the transition vector, and so you'll get your image. Question number 5 now. EFGH is a square with coordinates E minus 4, 2, F minus 2, 0, G is 0, 2, and H minus 2, 4. Now, they're given that EFGH undergoes some translation of T, which is 6, 3. We need to find. Anytime you see these kind of thing on top here, that means you need to find the image. So let's find our image. The image E prime, F prime, G prime, H prime will be equal to E, F, G, H plus my transition vector. So that will be minus 4, 2, minus 2, 0, 0, 2, and minus 2, 4. Plus my translation vector, which is 6, 3. So E prime, F prime, G prime, H prime will be equal to minus 4 plus 6, 2 plus 3. Minus 2 plus 6, 0 plus 3. 0 plus 6, 2 plus 3, minus 2 plus 6, 4 plus 3. So you get your final answers being E prime, F prime, G prime, H prime. Minus 4 plus 6 will be 2. 2 plus 3, 5. Minus 2 plus 6 is 4. 0 plus 3 is 3. 0 plus 6 is 6. 2 plus 3 is 5. And then minus 2 plus 6 is 4. 4 plus 3, it's 7. All right? And this, they ask us to get it, put it in the form of coordinates. So E prime, so as coordinates, E prime will be 2, 5. F prime will be 4, 3. G prime will be 6, 5. And H prime will be 4, 7. And that's how you all will put it in terms of coordinates. So any questions?
Miss, after this question, after this number 5 here lessons finish.
Yes, Vanessa.
Okay.
But I had to give you homework, eh?
Miss, you can't want to be giving people homework in school and in lesson. Miss,
Yeah, I have to get home.
alright, miss.
All right. So therefore, no. Any questions, you guys? So I'll give you all some homework to do. Remember, next day on Monday, make sure you have your graph books because we'll be doing translations, the graphical method. So you see now here you all can do it as a mathematical method, but also too, you can do it as a form, like they give you the graph and they'll tell you translate the points. So I'll need you all to learn how to do that also too. So just in case they give you the graph, you all will be able to translate the points. Good with that, you guys? So I will put the homework in the group chat. I'll circle the questions for you all. I'll place the homework in the group chat for you all. And I'll see you all next week, Monday, please the Lord, at 6. Okay? Oh, wait. Before we end, we must say a prayer.